Hello and welcome to General Games. We have another league match here. I'm Marcus. I'm in the booth here with Scott.
Hello.
So what are we looking at here?
We got on the left we got Luke Kein, and on the right we have Matt Curtis. These two are both 4-0 in the current league, going into round 5.
Yeah, both doing quite well. Is this the decks they've been playing all the way through? I believe.
Luke's been playing a variation of this, and Matt's stuck with his first week.
Okay. Yep. So obviously decks working well for them.
Yeah, definitely. Luke's playing Ray and his 2 Padawans, which he's done pretty well in local tournaments with.
Yep.
Matt Curtis has done excellently with Ray Hahn in some other tournaments as well.
Yes, done very well.
They're 2 very different lists, both heroes, but on the left, Luke's going to be playing some upgrades, making them cheaper, get lots of damaged sides in there, probably re-rolling everything else, whereas Matt's going to be being a bit more tricksy. It's going to have like the holdout blaster into roll in Hahn, get the 2 disrupt, kill Luke's turn.
Yeah, definitely a bit more of a gimmick going for it. And prime example there. So obviously the free action from the ambush, but that was also used in conjunction with the free action given by Ray's ability.
Yeah, different things. Not ambush. Ambush only works once, but Ray's ability is not ambush.
No, so banks up 2 abilities here. So this is the dream start for this deck. The holdout blaster onto Ray, giving an ambush action, giving an extra action from Ray. The ambush gives a shield to Hahn. And with that extra action, you're able to roll in Hahn and then potentially activate a die. Probably the strongest thing this list can do is actually roll up that Disrupt 2 resource side on the Hahn die, and then immediately shut down your opponent's turn before they've even had an action.
That's exactly right. And you can see in Matt's hand here, he has an Infamous, which means he's going to be able to give ambush to all his yellow cards.
Very strong card in the deck in general. Being able to play out any yellow card, it translates into a shield for Hahn. And also just the free action.
Well, that's it. The shield is huge. Like, it means that every card you play will have a free shield side. That's worth resources.
Oh yeah, huge amount. Very difficult to kill Hahn. In this list. Must be done eventually.
Most people focus on Ray, which is good because she has a bunch of redeploy weapons.
Yeah. So obviously the Ray's action is very relevant and does make it quite a bit harder.
We're seeing a discard here.
Yep.
It's a Jedi Robes. It's a very good turn 1 upgrade because it costs 1. It's turn 1. It gives 2 shields and then gets replaced later.
Yeah, definitely. And also on a Padawan, obviously costs 1. Definitely something Luke would have been considering playing. Instead, forced us to go straight for the Luke's lightsaber. Obviously, cost discounted by 1.
He's worried about Matt maybe getting some resources and crushing his resources later with a reroll. He just wants to get it in, get that Padawan going. Oh,
that's the power of the deck. You want to get lightsabers out. You want to get dice in the pool, dice into play, and just be quick. We're
seeing some of the awkwardness from Matt's deck here in the fact that Ray has a +2 melee and a 1 gun.
Yeah, definitely tension between the sides of the dice. I mean,
definitely played for her ability.
Yes, any list that plays Ray isn't always going to be getting the most benefit from her die. It's the things you put on her.
That being said, Elite Ray does get a lot better because you've got the +1 resource and the +2 melee are complemented by her other die.
Very strong roll coming out there from Luke. Hits the special on Luke's saber and the base 2 damage on the Padawan.
Incredible. So that's up to 4 damage if he wants to, or you can gain 2 shields and deal 2.
Over 2 actions.
Definitely.
Two per each, or yeah. I feel he'll be doing the damage here. The shield's not relevant just yet.
It's a very diverse opening for Luke.
Yeah, definitely has options. Matt's looking. What's he considering here? Uses the unpredictable. Re-rolls back into the same side.
Unpredictable 0. Turn a die to the same side. Ambush. that's my experience with unpredictable.
Yeah, that's can happen, but you get a free action out of it.
You do and you don't.
Yeah, of course.
You get a free shield out of it. That's what you get.
It gives you exactly. So obviously the unpredictable's quite a lot better in any Hahn deck, giving the shield to Hahn. Chooses to gain some resources there. Planning to probably just set up an external, potentially play the Infamous in his hand.
I think he wants to play the Infamous and maybe the data pad.
Yeah, definitely. Setting up for future turns.
He has to use the Force as well if he really wants to turn one of Luke's dice to something else. Like, he could turn that lightsaber to a blank now if he wanted to.
He might. Yeah, it looks like it's... No. Willing to just take the damage.
It's only 2 damage.
It's only 2 damage. Feels like he's going to be gaining more shields.
It is unblockable damage, so we'll see.
Yep. Feels like he's going to be gaining more shields on Hahn in the future.
We've got a +1 melee, 1 stick.
Yep. Interesting that Luke chose to simply resolve the two damage that was showing rather than doing anything else. Felt that he just wanted to get that damage through, given given the chance.
Maybe he was worried about like negotiate or something.
Yeah, potentially.
Because Matt did take resources, so maybe he wants to just get his dice out of there, get the full value.
Yeah, of course.
Like he's got another Padawan to make a base if he decides to reroll Ray.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the deck Luke's playing inherently will get weaker over time. It spikes early. You want to get a lot of upgrades out. The moment a character dies in this list, your damage output is diminished greatly.
It's true. The Padawans are quite a significant die. Like they've got three damage sides, I believe.
Three damage sides, yeah.
A focus and a focus. So like they're pretty scary.
Yeah, they are. The downside obviously being their health.
8 points for 7 health isn't the most flashy in the world.
Quite weak.
Discarding and use the force.
Discards use the force. He wants to push some damage through. Looks like
+2 sticks.
Hit what he wanted.
Heroism. I love heroism. It's one of my pet cards. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Takes the one, removes the base. Luke cheekily points at the modifier there. asks Matt if he's willing to take the modifier for him.
This is exactly why you want to play heroism. It's a trick that doesn't cost anything, so you can have no resources. Your opponent doesn't see it coming.
Very strong card.
You put it on Ray here, but in other matchups, maybe he puts it on Han and gets the shield back to cover it.
Yeah, I mean it depends. I think he's going to be putting it on any character that isn't being targeted. I think Luke's broadcast that he's going to be going after Han early.
Well, he might be going after Han with unblockable damage only.
Maybe.
So he might just like try and net that in where
maybe.
he can and finish off. Because he's going to have to kill both characters eventually. And his deck isn't short of lightsabers.
No, definitely not. But it is a bit of a race.
What is Luke doing? He's doing the discard dance.
Oh, yeah. Consider holding onto the lightsaber to play it.
It's a little lighter on lightsabers now. Is that 2 modifiers from Ray? That's a classic Ray roll.
Yeah, that's quite greedy, I feel, re-rolling Ray's dice there. There's only really 2 sides that are any good in this situation.
You give resources and stuff.
The resources are fine. But if you were playing for the resources, I feel you just pass the turn and play the lightsaber first action.
I agree.
Anyway, so go on to the next action. We've got an old dead Ben, a Falcon, another heroism, it looks like. A flank?
A one with a force and a Falcon. What a combination.
Yep.
A heroism, a data pad, and I believe that's a negotiate at the back.
Negotiate. Didn't quite catch Luke's hand there.
Now, Matt's deck does play 2 negotiate. He's still a believer.
Matt, having claimed here, will have the first action.
Playing on Jakku, which is pretty good for Matt, but it's also not bad for Luke.
Yeah, fine for both.
It means he can discard those lightsabers.
An acceptable battlefield. Probably better for Matt.
Definitely better for Matt.
Definitely better for Matt. Gives him the ability to cycle upgrades through.
You got gun, stick, box, and a blank.
Yeah.
Luke retaliates with the 3 for a resource and the 1 focus.
Yep.
That's a savage.
So Matt here fires off the negotiate.
Ooh, that's a good negotiate.
Doesn't feel bad here.
So
He's probably removing the resource. No, removes the damage.
He's got a Falcon in his hand, mate. He wants
the resource.
To take over the skies later in this game.
Yeah, he wants the resource. A very strong card there, the negotiate, obviously.
The 1 melee damage is only ever going to be 1 melee damage because Han can't add to it, whereas the resource can represent more damage later in the game.
Oh, for sure, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he definitely wants to keep a bit of a pool of resources. Always giving him options to upgrade.
Definitely. Also, Han's die has a 3 for a resource on it, so you want to always have fuel for that.
Definitely, yes.
Here comes Maz joining the party.
There's the Awakenings.
Another Lady of the Force.
Card definitely almost feels like it's been made for Ray.
It definitely has.
The Awakening, awakening any die, any side of the die of Ray feels fine. It just turns on those modifiers.
Funnily enough, it's much better with Jetpack.
Oh, that's terrifying.
You'll see 2 copies of Awakening in Matt's deck as well.
Oh, so yeah, obviously
for the aforementioned Jetpack.
For the aforementioned Jetpack, definitely. So what we did actually miss is that that negotiate was given ambush. Power.
Incredible.
Yeah,
what is already it's an okay card. Like it's decent dice removal. You saw it at probably one of its best. There's the 3 damage for a resource, but when it has ambush, it's amazing.
So there's the resource. Looking at some damage here.
In comes Ray.
It feels obviously nothing in hand to deal with it. Chooses to roll in Ray.
Take some mods again.
Hit some modifier.
That Padawan's gonna have to present a base.
Yeah, I mean, worst case, he gets one of them through with the Awakening.
Yeah, exactly right.
With the Awakening, rather. Matt just takes the damage.
4 damage.
Deals 4. Choosing to focus his attention on
It's the most scary Padawan.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
lightsaber doesn't have redeploy.
Yeah, no redeploy downside of the unique.
It's one of the only downsides. That card is almost better. Like it's close to better.
Very, very powerful card is Luke's lightsaber.
A little bit, it's a slightly better die than the regular lightsaber.
Yeah.
Its special is strictly better.
Simply minus. And the second heroism coming out again, showing how powerful it is. Removes the base, deals 1 damage instead of the potential 5 that was on board.
That's exactly right.
Very strong.
If Awakenings wasn't there, it would have actually just wiped it all out.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's still going to take 2 here.
I'll take 1 damage to remove 3 dice.
Yeah, so Matt's still taking 2 here, but definitely not as bad as it could have been. The 5 on the
It's a much
chin.
better rate than the best defense.
Yes.
1 damage for 3 dice.
Yes. Obviously, best defense being any dice.
And 2 dice.
Any 2 dice, but obviously any dice. Heroism being only amazing in situations where it is removing a base and leaving your opponent somewhat stranded with modifiers in play.
It's also fine when they have when they like you've got multiple characters, they're focusing on one, you can just deal damage to the other.
Yeah,
It does a pretty good draw attention.
simply being able to channel damage into the character you want.
Another discard dice.
Gives
Another discard dance.
Yeah. No, actually, no.
This is a
So
Jakku.
Luke claimed and chose to put Jedi robes on top of his library.
Still a good card. Still costs 1. Only gives 1 shield though.
Gives 1 shield. Good die though.
Oh, it's a great die. It's got 2 focus sides, which is it's as good as the rest of your deck. Like
Yeah.
if you've got good die in your dice sitting around, it's really good for that.
Feels I feel like Luke is getting a little punished here by not having enough upgrades in play early enough. Perhaps might have been a bit greedy discarding the lightsaber at the end
I
of
think
turn
maybe
1.
he felt like he could just Starship Graveyard it, but hitting the Jedi robes in his opening hand was a really strong play by Matt.
Yep. That was almost certainly going to be played.
Here comes the old Dead Ben, the one with the Force. That is a serious upgrade card.
That is a very powerful card.
Luke's really got to reconsider attacking Rey.
Yes. The issue obviously being I don't know. Would you consider it more powerful once it's become a support?
No, it's definitely less powerful. It's not as fast, but the turn it becomes a support, it's extremely powerful. He gets 2 activations.
Yeah, 2 activations of it, of course. So
It's the reason BB-8 doesn't see much play.
Hits, I think, is that a resource or a...
That's a blanketed damage.
That's a damage, so that's 1 melee on the Padawan.
It's a stick.
Yep, ships the turn over to Curtis. Plays out the DL44.
We're going to remove the Padawan die here, right?
Incredibly strong. Forces. So the card forces your opponent to remove a die from their pool.
It has ambush.
It does have ambush. Matt, not forgetting the shield. Good.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
Yep. Just grabbing the token. Very strong card.
Situationally amazing, sometimes pretty average. But it's always a 3-cost gun with amazing sides and ambush.
It is an incredible die. It does have 2 blanks as somewhat of a balancing factor.
Yeah, but it also has 2-3 damage sides.
It does.
I think.
And a modifier. It has a base 3 for
base
nothing.
3 for a resource,
And
plus
3 for a
2
resource,
and a resource itself. So yeah, it's really good.
Yep. Very strong in the deck, very strong with Han in general.
Well, in this deck, it generates 2 actions.
And wipes, so Han simply rolls in. Again, 2 free actions there.
A free tactical mastery.
Ambush grants 1 action, and the upgrade onto Rey grants the 2nd action. So Matt was able to simply roll in Han, hits the 3 damage, and kills the Padawan.
It's what you want to see.
Yep.
This is a league match, so it is best of 3.
It is best of 3. So it will be interesting to see if any of the strategies or tactics from either side change.
Or if they carry over even. Like, it's huge. Like, playing multiple games against the same opponent, you really change your way you play.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You might find that your strategy game one rather, seemed to be working except for a small part, or was completely wrong, and you might just change it up completely.
Exactly right. It might even be as simple as going for the other character against a 2-character list like this. Like, he's done a little bit of damage to Han, a little bit of damage to Rey. Maybe if he was all on Rey, he might have a better chance.
Yeah, maybe. I feel, in general, in this game, so Rey rolls in there, hits some pictures, nothing incredible.
Rey's got a couple of resource and some other stuff, whereas Matthew has 2 shields. The plus side of the DL44, a resource from Rey and a blank from Rey.
Hits the holdout blaster there quite strong.
Well, this is what Jakku's for. This is what Starship Graveyard does. It puts back on top, and every single turn you play against the 2 action start.
Yeah, definitely. Being able to cycle through your your upgrades yourself even.
Against this deck, if you fall behind, you stay behind.
It's not uncommon to see Holdout Blaster overlapping a Holdout Blaster even in the same turn. You know, a DL44 being played and then another DL44 being played directly on top of that one.
The real value is when you get to change the holdout for something better, like, like a one with the force, and then get the holdout back for later.
Yeah, exactly. Played again.
Yeah, imagine if you could start every game with attack mastery.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. But as I was saying before, I feel that in general in this game, split damage generally something you want to avoid.
Well, that's the balancing mechanism for this deck. If it was all the same damage, I feel it might even be a little too strong. We don't know, but it's fine the way it is. It has melee, it has range. It's just kind of awkward. Raised dice don't really do her any favors in this matchup.
No, but like
it's her ability that does.
It's her ability and the fact that she holds guns.
Her color as well.
Yeah,
She has
exactly.
some really sweet blue cards.
Yep.
There's a 3 focus from Old
We're looking at probably the best one in the deck.
If Luke claims here, he's dead, right?
He is taking a lot of damage.
That 3 focus turns into...
That 3 focus represents at a minimum... That is 8 damage.
6 damage, and then Ray does 1.
Well, 6... Oh, sorry, of course.
Yeah,
she has the modified 2 melee, not 2 range.
6 is a lot of damage. That's almost a whole Padawan. So he can actually kill the Padawan if Luke
if he is unhindered here, it represents 7 damage.
Straight up doing it. Luke's looking at a dodge in his hand. He's got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, look, he's obviously...
He's getting a lot of value out of this dodge.
Interesting that Matt chose not to focus the Ray die, choosing to keep the resource.
Look, it's 1 damage versus a resource. I think maybe the resource might be better long term.
So Matt's currently sitting on 1 resource. So keeping the resource side means he can resolve the 3 damage on Han, claim a resource back.
Like, what if Luke played I use the force or something,
of course.
And then he'd have to re-roll it.
Yeah.
The one resource probably represents 3 damage later in the game.
Yeah. Leaves Matt's options open, and definitely a deck that wants to play. Never wants to be out of resources completely. You always want the option to upgrade. You always want the option to play a gun or to upgrade over another gun.
Well, that's exactly right. It's something you see in the higher levels of play. You see people valuing resources and discards and disrupt a little higher than maybe they did at the start of when they started playing.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely use your resources more of a as a buffer.
Well, resources are just so powerful. Like, imagine every single situation you've been in where you've been out of resources and you really could have done a lot with 1 resource.
It very much influences your opponent's choices of plays as well. 1 resource represents so many things in this game, whereas no resources, there's very few cards you could be on.
Yeah, exactly. As we talked before about heroism, it's the opposite. Like, if you don't, if your opponent has no resources, you're only worried about like 2 or 3 cards.
Yeah, of course.
They aren't playing most of them.
Suddenly that amount jumps. Another card of note in this matchup is obviously the reversals.
Second infamous here.
Another
means
infamous.
he can play 2 yellow cards a turn with ambush. It doesn't give it ambush twice.
Yep. Yeah, you can't ambush the same card twice. It is either ambush or not.
I believe he can exhaust both, but it won't do anything helpful.
No, a card is either ambush or is not ambush.
Yes, it is a Boolean value.
Yes, it does not. It does not give 2 free actions.
So Jakku was claimed to. I believe I saw a Falcon go on top. I may be wrong.
No, I think he discarded the Falcon.
Okay, it was a holdout blaster.
Holdout blaster.
Right, I saw the Falcon be moved.
No, he definitely.
I draw attention. Matt's playing all the tricks.
Yeah, lots of tricks here. Obviously, another card we haven't seen yet is the reversals.
After having just said that there's not many 0 cost ways to to fix dice and mitigate damage, we just see a lot from Matt.
Look, there's a few. But then less mitigation as much as they are control.
That's exactly. It's sort of
the damage is still being dealt.
It stems the flow.
Yes, definitely. But playing around, it depends what you know. 1 resource means that you could have an electroshock. It means you could have. Nothing else comes to mind right now. It just means that it just leaves your opponent has to consider more cards in the situation versus no resources means you can play a little bit more loose and feel that your dice are that bit safer.
Matt's deck's actually playing 9 0 cost cards. It's quite a lot. 9 of them, they're all events. 6 yellow ones, 3 blue ones. So we're looking at Draw Attention, we're looking at Heroism, we're looking at Riposte.
Yep.
Look at even Scramble. Scramble is okay. When you give it ambush, it's excellent.
Scramble is incredible given ambush.
It's just a really big unpredictable. And then, of course, it's unpredictable.
Yeah, of course. Unpredictable is MVP, one of the MVPs of this deck.
Definitely. So Luke's looking at a sort of awkward role here. It's got the disrupt side on the Jedi robes, which is it's kind of awkward because Matt doesn't have any resources. Does he want to keep it for later if he rolls a 3 and gets a resource? Does he want to spend it because that die could be doing a lot more damage in terms of focus?
Rolls in the 2 damage on the
That's a
pad
bit
1.
better for this situation. He needs to get a character off the board.
That
the next
feels
few
okay.
turns, or
Yeah,
it's over.
definitely. Look, I think that's 6 damage he's got sitting there on Han. Matt's definitely not under pressure here. I mean, even if Han was to die theoretically this turn,
Ray's got some gear.
Ray's got the gear. And another
There's a 3 focus.
definitely a card worth mentioning that Matt is definitely playing. I believe as a one-of is Second Chance.
Second chance. I'll just check that for you now. Second chance. He's playing 1 second.
Yeah,
chance.
1 second chance. So you get Han almost dead, and suddenly bang, he's second chance, and you have to kill him twice.
Yeah. Well, you got to kill him sort of 1.5 times because
Yeah,
he was into 5.
sure, but I mean, it's hard enough to kill him the first time.
It's never as straightforward as that, is it? Because he heals to 5 and gets 3 shields, and
Yep,
then you deal those damage and he
gets
gets
a
3
bunch of
shields.
Yep. Definitely playing some very strong cards. I think that's one of the major strengths of this deck is it does have access to some just incredibly strong individual cards.
The presence of riposte in this deck is a really noteworthy topic because if you you don't want to deal the shields to Han, but if you don't deal the shields, if you don't get rid of the shields, he'll just riposte them all and then get them back.
Yeah.
You don't want to give him the opportunity to just deal 3 damage out of nowhere, but you don't want to waste your attacks hitting the shields. So you got to find the middle ground somehow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've discussed the importance or like the how our incredible damage from nowhere has been.
Oh, it's amazing. So we're looking at the 3 focus here.
Apologies, just a bit under the weather here, so apologies for the cough.
So we're looking at a 3-gun, a 1-box, a 1 stick, and he's thinking about the last Holdout Blaster because Holdout Blaster is a little awkward. It's an excellent card, but the die has some weaknesses.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's got one +2 or a 2 for a resource in terms of damage.
Yeah.
And the +2 makes him very vulnerable to Luke's mitigation.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he just deals with the 1. I think that's a good play. It's safe. He's got the advantage right now. He may as well just keep it.
Just keeps the damage on the table. It doesn't need to overcommit here.
Well, if he made it a 2, what would he be doing with it? Would he want a Ray? Because right now he can just kill the Padawan with the exact that amount of damage.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no reason to overcommit into a situation where Luke can just destroy his whole board.
Yeah, for sure.
For no extra damage unless he's going for Ray, which I don't think he's going for Ray. He may as well get the Padawan off the board, make Ray's mods a little worse.
Yeah, definitely. Luke's considering his options here. Not sure he has too much to do.
Matt's also looking at draw attention, so if Luke's got to get through 2 more damage on the character of choice, and he doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, once again, effective health. You target one of Matt's characters, and he can just transfer the damage across.
Just goes into defense mode. Luke's playing with the dice here. Is he considering a reroll?
I think he's considering just doing damage.
So looking at 3 damage on Ray.
Yep, 3 damage onto Ray.
Now, does Matt want to move any damage off Ray onto Han? I'm not sure he does.
No, right now the damage is split completely evenly.
There might be a situation where he moves the damage from Han to Ray just before she dies, and then
yeah, maybe
he just basically gets a free heal because Ray's probably going to die in the same action anyway.
Yeah. Look, Matt's in a very strong position here. The damage is being split across his characters. Luke's had to transfer his attention across to dealing with Ray now that Ray has such strong upgrades in play. Which means Han will just continue rolling very strong dice, doing consistent damage.
What's that in Luke's? Is that a willpower in Luke's hand?
I believe it is a willpower, yes. So he's sitting on a willpower, a mind probe, a force training, and I did not catch the last card.
So that's a really good card to get under shields. Like it's such a huge swing. It's only 1 damage off you, it's only 2 damage swing, but it's sometimes just the end of the world. Like you're playing as a Han player, he's got 9 damage on him. Yeah. They put 3 shields on him thinking they're safe, and suddenly he's dead and your character's a little stronger.
Fires off the mind probe here. Fires off the discard and hits the mind probe.
Force throw.
Is that a force throw?
That's a force throw in the bin up there, yeah. Matt.
Oh, sorry, hits the force throw, of course.
Yeah, the mind probe's in Luke's hand.
Yeah, mind probe's in Luke's hand. What we're seeing here, obviously, yeah, so the awakening's there just to resolve the +1 resource modifier. What we're seeing here is the weakness, I guess, of Luke's deck when you don't manage to get enough upgrades in play fast enough. your damage is a bit lackluster. You just can't quite apply enough pressure.
Well, he only really got to play one upgrade, so that means the other Padawan didn't have an ability. It's just a 7, an 8 cost 7 health character with a decent die.
On the other hand, this deck, I've seen this deck in play where it's got 9 upgrades.
Oh, well, there's a video earlier where it just steamrolls.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Replacing the DL with a Force Throw. Maybe Ray's got some life in her left.
Yeah, I think he feels that Ray's going to be the one to polish up this game. So I feel we might see a draw attention in the direction of Han soon.
Interesting. More unblockable damage onto Han.
Yeah, definitely. I think he just feels that the damage is going to be coming out from Ray here with all the upgrades in play. And as long as Han stays alive, that's just a bonus.
I think we're looking at a claim here.
Looking at his bin, considering what he's got.
There's the draw attention with ambush onto Han, as you called. Well done. Getting the shield. So it's kind of weird. It moves 2 but gains a shield. So
yeah. Obviously, the damage shield's not quite the same as damage.
No, they're definitely not.
Shields can't be counted as health, given the number of unblockable damage sources there are in the game.
Also, they're at max 3, so
of course.
They can't just keep going up.
Yeah, there is a limit.
If you manage to get your opponent to bash your shields the whole game, they've essentially done nothing.
What is interesting, I think Matt still has the riposte in hand. So we're currently looking at 3 damage from nowhere.
Which is Ray's on 10 health and 2 shields.
Yes.
So she's pretty healthy.
She's pretty healthy, but I mean, 3 surprise damage is not nothing.
Well, if he can set up a turn where he starts the turn with riposte, Luke rolls in, then he takes 2 actions with the 2 infamouses, getting 2 shields back. He's basically spent 1 shield to do 3 damage, and then they start the turn.
Yeah. So Matt set himself up here.
Reversal, second chance.
Sees the second chance there.
DL44. Deflect. Not great in this matchup, deflect.
I feel his line is somewhere around getting the second chance into play on Han, and simply using Han as a pseudo health pool.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
For Ray.
Well, he's broadcast that with the Force Throw. He thinks Ray's going to stick around.
Yeah, definitely.
Although he did replace the DL44, which he was used to put it back on his deck with Starship Graveyard. So
still has the option. I mean, he could just keep cycling between them. That again is the power of this deck.
There's a 3 disrupt there. Luke could have no resources this turn. He's spending them.
Spends 2 of them. Oh, sorry, all 3 of them rather. That's not a Padawan. That is a Ray.
This is the power. This is the interesting discussion about disrupt in general. It's like it's either it's so intangible compared to the rest of the symbols. It's usually incorrect to use it when there's nothing to affect the board on because you're basically taking a punt on whether it mattered or not.
Yes.
Like in this situation, Luke basically resolved it for him.
Yes, of course.
And now the die's just there. So
it's the threat, right? I mean,
but I'm always happy when Vader crushed my resource because I'd rather that die not show damage.
Well, it definitely does depend. It depends what you're playing, and it depends how important your resources are to you.
Of course, it depends. But again, if like look at that one with the Force die. 3 crush is not what that card is in the deck for.
No, not at all.
That card is in the deck to focus and do 3 damage. And if it rolls at the crush side, it just got free value off Luke doing it there. So
for sure.
I think Luke may have just been better just to not spend the resources. Hope Matt spends the die.
Maybe.
It's such a weird thing.
The thing is, it's sort of like a game of chicken, right? Like, if your opponent decides to not spend it and leaves you with resources, you know, they have to play around everything you could have in hand. If you decide to not play your upgrade, thinking that they won't spend it and they do, I mean it can go either way, right?
Oh, this is my contention. I'm saying that it's a weird design space that isn't reflected in any other part of the game.
No, I think it's a great part of the game in terms of tactics. Will he crush my resources? Won't he crush my resources? Do I need to care?
It definitely adds player interaction and it adds the sort of meta game around.
Yeah, for sure. I think, honestly, in this situation, I feel Luke was correct to simply play out the lightsaber. I mean,
I think he was going to, no matter what Matt
he's
rolled.
He's not.
He needs to put the damage through, or this game's over. There's a scramble with ambush. So, Han's on 3 shields. We got 2 for... Is it 2 for a resource on a lightsaber?
It is 3 for a resource. So 3 for a resource plus 2 modifier and a resource.
Yes. It's a strong roll. Unfortunately, he has no resources.
Han resolving 5 damage there. Wow,
that's a lot of damage. Is he sitting on the riposte still? No, he's not.
No. It seems he's discarded the riposte. Feels it's not necessary at this point.
Well, Han's got a lot of damage on him. If he maybe riposte, maybe Luke just out of nowhere kills him with an all-in or something strange
I
like
was
that.
expecting him to play towards having the second chance. So play the second chance out, have the riposte up. and then simply get 3 damage through. But even if Han dies at this point,
Ray's got this covered. She's got a 4 cost and a 3 cost upgrade.
Ray's pretty big here. It's difficult for it's going to be difficult for Luke to be able to.
He's definitely rerolling a lot of those symbols. They're all basically blank.
Yep.
Then we got the Force Throw special. Never sad to see that. Plus the 3 focus. So he just rolled to whatever he likes.
Yeah.
We got the 3 damage for a resource on Han, which is he's got 2 resources. Well played from earlier turns.
Resolves the so Luke resolves the resource there. I believe
what is he looking? He's looking at.
Is that a 1 gun? Is that a 1 gun currently showing on Ray's die?
Ray doesn't have a gun. It'd be a discard.
1 discard. Sorry, 1 disrupt.
So Luke's looking at willpower. He was looking at flank. So flank's useless here because Ray's exhausted. But maybe next turn Matt might get a bit excited and put both his characters in.
Definitely not out. Definitely not definitely plausible.
Taking a resource here. Not keen to show his hand first.
So discards. Interesting. Matt chose not to. Sorry, rather Luke. No, sorry. It's interesting that Matt chose not to force throw the 1 discard there.
He can force throw Han's 3 if Luke removes his resource. I think he's just waiting for Luke to roll something better.
Yeah, potentially more worried about what could come out of the lightsaber. Obviously not super attached to what he had in hand. Did hit the reversal.
It's a really cagey game, this one. It's going on for a long time. Both players really hesitant to do anything.
Yeah, neither player overcommitting.
Moving the damage from Ray to Han.
Matt definitely feels like Matt is in a somewhat of a commanding position here, but Luke not out of it. Luke definitely still has some fight in him. Would love to have seen probably another upgrade on Ray.
There's a second chance.
Yes,
with ambush.
Second chance with it.
Wasting the shield here, unfortunately.
Oh no, heaven forbid.
It's only 5 more health, plus maybe more if there's a mod and some overspent damage.
Yeah, of course.
That's the power of the card sometimes.
And again, this is now so it just crushes your hopes. Seeing he's almost dead, I've almost got him, and then suddenly he has 5 more health.
You sound like you speak from experience, my friend.
Oh, it feels. Luke, Matt's only playing 1. Try the decks that play 2.
Plus Jakku.
Yeah, plus the Jakku.
See, Luke's now battling against a loop of second chances. If he decides to kill Ray first, he's just harmed with second chance for the rest of the game here.
Yeah.
2 resources on the old dead Ben. Setting up for a sweet next turn.
Still holds the Force Throw special there. Honestly, feel like he's probably not even going to bother resolving that Force Throw special. It stops Luke from doing anything.
He might throw the resources for 2.
No, I think he just claims here. I think he just takes the resources.
I
feel they're just more powerful to him.
Maybe one day he'll use Starship Gravity to put Falcon back on top and we'll see a real game.
Yeah. Space battles and stuff.
Interesting, he re-rolled the 3 focus with Han's die still in the pool.
Did he have... Oh no, he definitely had the resources. Maybe he missed it?
Yeah, maybe he just thought he could naturally hit the 3 bullets.
Yeah, I mean, look, personally...
He's definitely in a winning position here.
Personally, knowing Matt as a player, he is somewhat of a greedy player.
Oh, he's definitely greedy.
He will definitely test the odds occasionally. In situations that statistically he probably shouldn't. But
both players playing very, very carefully here. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to show their hand first. Here comes a mind probe from Luke. That's sort of a last-ditch effort to try and kill the character. I agree with him. He needs to get this in as fast as possible.
He's not winning in a fair fight, so he just needs to get some damage in play. Hoping to hit the special here.
He hits the crush.
Hits the crush
Hits the disrupt.
Instead. Strong, but not how he's going to be winning this game.
Get 4 resources here. It's not going to do it.
No, definitely was looking to represent more damage in play at this point in time.
Yeah, losing 2 resources here isn't the end of the world for Matt.
No,
he can scramble Luke's dice. He can play a jetpack off 2. He would like 3 for the DL44, I imagine. Yeah. Or he could just replace Holdout Blaster for it, which is exactly what he's doing.
Yep. Remove a die. The blank's going to get pulled off the table.
Removes the blank. Which is interesting because with Awakenings, Ray's dice are a lot better. Maybe he should have removed the Jedi Robes die.
Yep. So again, 2 actions banked here. Has Ray's extra action plus the
Luke's
ambush.
Looking at a forced misdirection here with enough resources to play it. So if Matt rolls disrupt or or resources, which he has done both, so Luke
Matt
could here.
Matt still has another action.
It's true. So if these dice remained unspent, Luke could force misdirection, removing the 2 resource sides, which gives the one with the force a lot less to focus.
It's something. It's definitely something. It is a way. It is an effective way to remove 2 dice.
Well, force misdirection is one of my favorite cards. It's so diverse, but it's not unfair. It's very sort of tricky dice removal.
So what is Matt considering here?
He's looking at jetpack, I think. Jetpack with ambush, Matt?
Still has the option to give it ambush. I feel like he should be doing that.
Well, he
gives
it ambush. But he might not, because he might want to play the 2 other yellow cards this turn to give Hunt shields. I think he's reconsidering. I don't think he wants to give it ambush here, because what does he care what Luke does? Luke's got nothing scary.
Yeah, of course.
He might lose some shields on Han and then use those 2 infamouses to get the back with the scramble, and I think it's a scavenge in his hand.
Yep.
Yeah, scavenge. The one of.
The rules, in official tournament play, I feel like by playing the jetpack first without having already tapped the infamous, he's already chosen.
No. So how it works is you declare what you're playing, and then there's 3 steps. You trigger before, you play the thing, then you trigger afters.
Okay.
But you can't trigger before without knowing what it is.
No, of course. I was under the impression that it must have been done before.
The word before is a little confusing for a lot of players. So like you play, you make the action.
Sure.
It has 3 steps. It has before, it happens, then after.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got to put it on the table.
So you do have a bit of leeway.
Intentions aware, and then.
Okay. So you can play and decide.
A lot of people will tap it first, but I wouldn't punish anyone for doing it the other way.
Not.
It's like I wouldn't punish it either way. Like if there was a large time differential between when he did it, I'd be a little more suspicious. But
as long as it's within the rules.
Yeah, we're here to play the game. We're not here to sit on rules clarifications. But yeah, you are right. If that was the way, it'd be a little more.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I have a Magic background. I'm very used to very tight, stringent rules.
Yeah, Magic's structured very differently. Look, reading Force Misdirection. Everyone reads Force Misdirection. Does no one know what this card does? It's so good.
Not a very well represented card.
I love this card.
Quite strong. It is
playing 2 since day 1.
It is a very high reward card.
Talking about high reward cards, there's an Anticipate I saw Luke flash there. That card is some high reward. If you can get your opponent to sort of resolve their mismatch of lame symbols, sometimes blanks, sometimes crushes.
So again, a slightly lesser known card, Anticipate. Force your opponent to resolve all dice, and then remove blanks.
Yeah, they choose to resolve as many dice as they like. They remove the rest.
Yep.
So they've got really no way out of it. Some people read and go, "Oh, I just won't resolve these." Oh no, they're gone.
Nope.
Oh, they're gone.
Yep.
And you can't resolve blanks, so they get it removed.
Quite opportune, very much a card that needs to be fired off at the opportune moment. For instance, would be a bad idea to fire it off if your opponent is looking at maybe a 3 focus.
That has happened to Luke in the past.
But well timed. He in the early days, Luke has made some questionable plays. He has vastly improved as a player.
He's done really well. Like, he's 4-0 in this league.
Yep.
He's played a variety of different decks.
Not a card player by background. He's actually a very, very well regarded.
Poker.
Of course, very different card game.
It's a very different card. It's arguably not a card game.
Yeah, he was in his day. He was a very good poker player, but currently regarded as a very good X-wing player.
He's a lethal runner.
He is. He's done quite well at regionals, nationals. Quite regularly puts up very good results. Was drawn to Star Wars Destiny via the appeal of Star Wars.
Yeah, the marketing really got him good.
Yep, as was a lot of us, really.
I mean, totally. Well, I backed the game just based on IP. I said, this game's going to be popular. Then I played it and went, damn, it's good too.
It's good too.
And then we have to play it.
Yep. And it got us all hook, line, and sinker. Now here we are. Look, honestly, this game's looking a little bit far gone for Luke.
We got a claim here with a Luke saver on top of his deck.
He's doing what he can. He's going down kicking.
Matt's playing with his food now. He's just
it feels that way.
Super cagey. He doesn't want to end the game. He just wants to make sure Luke can do nothing before.
Doesn't want to overcommit.
That is very true of Matt as a person. I've known Matt for many years now, and he's a miniatures gamer.
Yes,
he's played everything. I met him through Magic. He plays Warhammer. He now plays Kings of War. He now plays Destiny and X-wing, and he's very much that. His enemy is the clock.
He's very safe.
Not because he plays slow, but because he plays carefully.
No, he plays carefully, very deliberately, and very safe.
He makes his actions in a timely manner, so he never stalls or
not at all
or slow plays.
No, not a slow player.
But he won't be comfortable with a line until it's like the only line left.
Yeah, if it is he wants to make sure
Like,
it is the correct
if
line.
he's going to win a game, he's going to win it. Like it's going to be a crushing defeat because his opponent can't do anything.
Yeah,
he won't just slip over the line. He'll knock him out on the start line. He'll be over the finish line.
Yes. No, definitely not a down, definitely not a bad way to be, but definitely also something that needs to be considered. Obviously, given that we play with 35-minute rounds.
These league matches are untimed, and it's to let players kind of
course.
play with their own things and maybe learn a deck they haven't played before.
Slightly more casual environment. The league we're running here is giving players an opportunity, as you say, to learn decks, try brews. And just simply,
they get a chance to change the deck. Every
get to play against some different players, different decks, see what the go is.
Meet people from all around the
of course, definitely. We have very very active X-wing and Star Wars Destiny community here.
Right, so Luke's rolling in here. We got the Mind Probe special. Matt's looking at the 5 cards in hand, who's going, damn it.
Yeah, look, he can't touch that. I'm assuming he can't touch that.
So has
negotiate.
He has
not
to
good
negotiate.
enough.
He needs dice in the pool for that. He's got a scramble. He could fire off with ambush.
He could consider the scramble here. I feel like that.
I think he should. He does 2 things. It has ambush, so it removes. It potentially removes the die completely. Yes. But if it doesn't, it gets rid of a card in his hand.
So what is interesting here? He could scramble with ambush, re-roll the dice. With the ambush action, then roll in a character, which then enables him to use the negotiate.
Yeah, I think his best line here. I think he's going for scramble. I think his best result here would be Luke to re-roll all the dice into a range damage on Mind Probe, so he can deflect it as his second action.
Oh yeah, right.
That would be amazing here.
Cheeky.
There's the range damage on the Mind Probe. Are we gonna see the deflect?
The cheeky deflect.
Oh god, I hope that. I love it when you get to play deflect in it against a deck that really doesn't have guns.
Yeah, he's looking at it.
There's a resource disrupt.
Does he have to? Is that deflect in his hand, or is
that's riposte?
That's riposte.
Oh man, it'd be so good if it was Okay, so his other option is to riposte here, take some damage, and then Zahan's got second chance still.
Yeah, considering his options, simply overwrites the jetpack.
He's going to be setting up that Starship Graveyard
with ambush.
DL44 next turn.
With ambush, 2 actions.
It's strange. That
again 2 actions. No, I think he just wants the actions here. So he's going to roll in.
He's going to try and negotiate, I think. But Luke will just remove the disrupt and probably the resource or the box. I guess it's fine.
Or he's considering just trying to get a lot of damage through. Accepting the fact he's going to take damage.
There's a force throw when Luke has to. Of course, he just has the extra action. He'll just force throw.
Hoping to hit the force throw, maybe? Maybe we were thinking too deep?
I do that sometimes. See, I'm here focused on the infamous getting shields for Han. There it is. The riposte.
Shows the riposte.
Matthew Curtis showing his ability to play.
Cleans up game 1.
His ability to see the complex lines.
Yeah, definitely. So cleans up game 1 there.
Will this be a 2 or a 3? You reckon? You reckon Luke?
Look, I think Luke's deck is definitely good enough to clean this one up.
Oh, that game didn't do it justice.
Not at all.
Do some
not at all.
Absurd amount of damage.
Yes. The deck is quick. As I said, it's definitely a race. The deck's power diminishes as the game goes on. Its power is the ability to play upgrades quickly, deal damage quickly, and put your opponent in a rough position 2 turns, 3 turns into the game.
Oh, it's absurd.
Obviously, Matt's deck there doing everything it wanted to do. Balancing damage between characters, getting the upgrades on Rey, getting the shields on Han. At no point really looking that threatened.
So Luke doesn't even wait for the mulligans. He just says, we're using my battlefield.
Yep.
Enough of your shenanigans, because they really hurt him that game.
Oh, definitely. So obviously, in match play rules, the opponent, the player that lost the previous game is assumed to have won the roll.
Which is interesting in a game where the roll isn't a coin flip.
Definitely.
It's interesting that
definitely,
they decided that.
It is an interesting way to give somewhat of an advantage to the player that lost.
It's offset the match advantage that
definitely.
One has.
Yeah, definitely. It's done differently in various games. I do quite like that system in Star Wars Destiny.
I think I'm a fan of it. I was surprised because of the asymmetry of the dice roll not naturally. Players can actually build a deck that will win the battlefield more.
Sure, but then given that, they should win game 1. If the battlefield choice is that pivotal to their deck, then they win game 1, and their opponent gets the choice game 2.
It's true. You don't see the Akbar hard guns deck, you rarely see it lose the battlefield.
No.
It's got 2 3s, 2 2s,
Uh,
another 2. It's absurd.
4 2s on 1 die.
It's rolling 4 dice, which is already an advantage.
Yep.
But well, we've got the Imperial Armory this turn, which is, I think you see Luke's deck really shine on.
Yeah, definitely. So here, Luke is able to, his perfect turn 1 is play an upgrade on a pad 1, costing 1 less, play it for 1. Roll in, see some resources, play another upgrade.
He's got a Force Throw and a Lightsaber. Keep throwing the Force Throw here, doesn't he? Keeping the Force Misdirection? No, he's throwing that. Oh, he's keeping it. So
Keeps the Force Misdirection.
I think Ray versus Ray, obviously, so there's a bit of synergy there.
Yep.
But there's not many gun symbols, so maybe he's trying to draw a Force Training or something to try and get those range damages in the pool.
Yeah, interesting.
Actually playing.
Will be interesting to see whether Luke decides to.
He's playing 2 Force Training, yes.
Yes. It will be interesting to see whether or not Luke decides to go heavily after Ray this time, or whether he will.
We kind of tested the waters last game. Did both just got punished for it.
I think that was a mistake. I think he was being a bit greedy with the split damage. The power of this deck is when both characters are alive. It's still a very strong deck and hard to deal with when one character's dead, but you don't have the synergy that you get from Ray's ability, from Han gaining shields, from the upgrades that Ray gets. Like, I feel for Luke's deck, I feel he wants to kill Ray quite quickly. The fact that Matt has put the shields on Ray means he probably feels the same way.
I think so. Now, that's another thing. Matt was able to orchestrate the flow of the game last time with the heroisms, with the draw attention. Like the 2 heroisms being able to split the damage, Luke just kind of had to follow where the hand went. It was like a shell game.
Yeah, definitely. He was very much in control, like the majority of that game. I mean, like I said, it rarely felt like Matt was being challenged that much. Escalated out of control quite quickly.
2 Force Mystery. And Awakening's turn 1.
So the Awakening's turn 1.
Is he passing up the opportunity to play the Lightsaber? Is he trying to roll a resource this time?
I think wants to roll the resource.
The Awakenings makes the base damage a lot higher in this game. Like
I mean, so the Awakening's almost, with Ray's die, gives her another opportunity to roll a resource. Obviously,
there's 2 damage right there?
Yep.
So maybe he thinks Awakenings will just replace itself and then he'll be able to play a Lightsaber.
He's also probably relying on the ability to claim here.
That's true.
He might just be very committed to roll in Ray, roll in Padawan, deal damage, claim.
Get it done, dusted.
Get it done, get it done.
Lightsaber down.
Get it out there. And then next turn go into turn 2 with a strong start.
It's interesting that some decks play for turn 2, some decks play for turn 3,
definitely.
turn 5. Like,
Luke's
deck's very much a turn 2 or 3 deck.
Yeah, look, sometimes it's a turn 1 deck.
Sometimes it is a turn 1 deck, and it sucks when it's a turn 1 deck. It's
when the deck's on, it can roll.
No tricks from Matt. No holdout blasters. No.
Obviously, not a great hand. No here.
Jetpacks.
Not a great hand from
he
Matt. He
mulliganed 4, I believe. So
bit at the mercy of the draw.
So we got a pretty good roll. It's a resource. That's a
Here we go. So Luke rolls in, hits a resource. No, hits a stick.
So Matt's also got an Awakenings here. He's taking the damage.
Yep, deals 1 to the bad one. Dealer's choice at this point. Which one?
I think that shows Luke that he's happy to take the resource, but doesn't need it yet.
No, Luke.
Interesting tell there.
Luke's
doesn't need this Force Misdirection. Matt hasn't rolled anything scary. There's the resource. Maybe we'll see a Lightsaber this turn after all.
Interesting he chose to re-roll before having rolled in the pad 1. Sorry?
What just happened?
Sorry,
let me just find out what happened there.
Hold on, we'll just have to have a listen. Not quite sure what happened there. It looks like... Oh wow. So Han rolled in 5 damage. So Han hit the god roll. Wow, that was definitely something. So just confirming.
Yeah, we missed that one. So Han just rolled in, then he rolled in Ray. Must have been at the top of the screen, we didn't quite notice it, but Han rolled 6. Spent 2 resources, did 1 with Ray, then killed the Padawan with Han.
Oh wow. That was okay. Did not notice the damage there on Han.
Wow.
Jeez. Oh, that...
Here we were saying that he hadn't got a decent start with the 2 resources not being spent, but they were spent.
Yeah, wow. Again, there we go. Power of the deck.
Jeez.
That's gonna make it this much harder for Luke.
So Matt's recovered a resource here, which is it's ridiculous. He's got a 50% of his starting efficiency after killing a character turn 1. You don't see this very often.
Yeah, super strong start here.
Sorry, my co-commentator is just dying slightly.
I apologise. Quite sick at the moment. Just getting over quite a nasty cold.
That's all right. So Luke's really considering what he can do to pull this game
Yeah,
out.
This
is a rough turn 1.
That is a rough turn 1.
This could just be a one-sided match, which is such a shame after such an interactive last game.
Yeah. The last game, and it little bit unfair.
We're not calling anything here. It could.
No,
Luke
definitely
still pull it out, but it's definitely a lot
definitely
harder to
quite
win.
unfortunate for the for Luke's deck here. Suffers so immensely from losing one of those pad ones so early. His game plan was very heavily shaped around building up quite quickly.
Well, he basically lost a permanent resource. Like he lost a resource from the Padawan's ability. He lost 7 health plus a lot of base damage. Like the Awakenings is kind of his only saving grace here.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that was just incredible. I've never seen. Obviously, the Han deck is capable of it, but
It cost him 2 resources. It was fair.
Of course, I mean,
Was it?
It's on the dice. Definitely fair.
We've seen Vader do it. We've seen Luke do it, but for some reason you don't see Han do it. Maybe it's because they spend their resources.
Yeah, usually the resources are locked up for other things. Usually they're
Jetpacks or holdout blasters. Or...
Yeah, usually they're playing resources.
I guess that's your answer to not drawing those cards. It's just like screw it, just kill you.
Roll 6.
That'll do.
Roll 6. Pay 2.
Be interesting to see if more Han Ray players after this will just roll their Hans in and keep the resources, see what can happen.
See what can happen. Yeah,
so we got an infamous in Matt's hand. We got a scramble. We got an unpredictable. So Luke's got to roll well multiple times this turn.
Yeah, Luke's definitely got a challenge ahead of him.
Is the robes a turn too late?
Look, Matt hasn't played an upgrade yet. Luke can.
He's killed a character.
Well, if you're gonna draw any kind of
He's going to roll 6 again here.
Go for it again. Look, he's as bad as it is that Luke's lost as a character here, he's got to feel okay about the fact that Matt's yet to play an upgrade.
It's true. He's saving graces. He's got Awakening, so the loss of the Padawan isn't that bad. We got a Jedi robes on Rey to get a shield. He's going to activate the other Padawan with a pretty decent upgrade.
Yep.
Like Luke's Lightsaber's not scary.
There we go.
It's a little awkward that he had to spend
There's
the resources.
the focus.
He would have liked to have put the Jedi robe on the other Padawan to save the resource, but he's got the focus.
Yep.
There's the DL. Does he remove the lightsaber die? Does he remove the Padawan die? Which is more valuable? I think he's going to try and get the resource on Rey, which is totally reasonable with the Awakenings.
Yep.
It's a pretty high chance. Because
Yeah.
Elite Rey has 4 chances at a resource, plus the Jedi robe doesn't actually have a resource, but it has 2 focuses.
Yes, the focuses are quite good here. Look, there's a resource, a plus resource, I believe, and a plus 2
plus
gun.
2 damage and plus 3 damage.
Plus 2 damage.
Is it plus 3 damage or plus 2 damage on them? I think it's plus 2 damage on the DL44.
Resolves.
Yeah, plus 2 damage. On
resolves the damage there for 2 and 2.
It's just unrelenting. Matt saw a slight slip up and just went for it.
Wow, it's definitely not how this deck usually would function.
This is a complete mirror of the other match. It's just it's a complete opposite. Actually.
Yeah.
It's just, the other match was long and thought out, and this one's just a complete damage fest.
Yep, one of those funhouse mirrors.
Yeah,
changes everything.
So we got the +1 resource on Rey, so he can use Awakenings to claim it to deal 3 damage. But who's he put it on? Yeah,
look, it's rough here. I think he still has to go after Rey. I still think his path to victory is killing Rey quickly.
With no Jakku, Starship Graveyard Battlefield, that DL44 will be gone forever if Rey dies.
Yes.
Unless we see a cheeky hyperspace jump. I'll just check his
I do not believe he plays
No, there's no hyperspace jump, but that would be funny.
Yes, quite an interesting card. End the turn.
In the action phase.
Sorry, in the action phase. Almost the same thing. In the action phase, and you may swap the battlefield.
Yeah.
So whatever was claimed at the start of the game, it could be something else.
Yeah, it's
quite well known for the Hyperloop deck that seemed to rise to popularity.
He hasn't really done as well as the Doomsayers may have said. So I think Fantasy Flight will leave it this time around.
I think it's fine. I feel it was quite surprising to a lot of players.
It feels bad. That is something it does.
It's definitely not great design space for the game, but I do feel it's nowhere near as powerful as what people thought it could potentially be. It is a combo. And I'm sure it won't be the last one we see in the game.
No, it definitely won't be the last coming. Here's an Awakenings from Matt, which turns on his Ray's +2 here. So Luke was sitting there thinking his opponent was out of resources, and the Matt just said, nope, here's 2 damage.
Yep, 2 damage looking at Ray. Look, this game is rough.
Maybe that lightsaber's looking at shields.
Yeah, I think he's considering the shields. Look, this game is super rough.
We've got to focus on the Jedi robes here, so he can turn it into whatever he likes.
Yeah, definitely on the back foot here. Not where this deck wants to be playing from. The power of this deck is its ability to be offensive from first action. Matt showing that anything you can do, I can do better.
That's it.
And simply...
He can do anything better than you.
Yeah. Simply putting a Padawan down on its ass.
This will be Matt's 5th win if he wins this match, putting him as the top of Swiss in going to round 6. If he manages to hold his win, he'll be 6-0, and he'll definitely first place going into top 8.
Yep, definitely. Already looking quite strong. I think these two are the only 4-0s in the league currently.
Only 4-0s, yeah. The 6th round is, because the league is paired in 2-round intervals.
Yes.
These 2 players have been paired down for the next match.
Yep. If we do have, if there are any players watching this video local to Melbourne, Victoria and Australia, feel free to come on down to General Games. We will be firing another league off very soon.
Pretty much as soon as the top 8 is finished, maybe even before that.
Yeah.
We'll just fire the league again. It's great fun. You don't have to play your matches in store. You can play them wherever you like. Every Wednesday there are a boatload of players here though playing. Yep. Like today is a Wednesday and I'm struggling to keep the noise out of my headset.
Yes, it is a very active player base here.
Something about it being 1,000,000 degrees outside of the store being nice and cool.
You can definitely see some games going on in the background of Matt's hand cam there.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of dice being thrown today.
Yep, a lot of dice. All right, so Luke...
he focuses to I think it's a +2 damage, which he's going to use Awakenings to try and push damage through, putting Ray to 5 health left, maybe.
Yep. So chose to resolve the lightsaber as damage. He's pushing through damage here. There's the unpredictable shield for Han.
On the table, please, Luke.
Off the table.
No,
and off the table again. 2 times the charm.
So is that a +1 resource?
That's a plus resource.
Not what he wants to see here, because if he did the 2 there, it's not unreasonable that Ray dies next round.
Definitely what he was playing for. Definitely what he was playing for. Look, this game has just been...
Actions on Matt, unless he chooses not to use ambush. Which he might not.
Interesting point of discussion there, that ambush... Electing to not utilize your ambush action is not the same as passing.
No, it's not, because if you use ambush and then not... decline to act, sorry, it's called decline to act now.
Yep.
Your opponent could then also decline to act and end the turn. Yes. Whereas if you choose not to ambush, your opponent is back on them to make
it is on them.
Very strong claim here, turning into Old Dead Ben, which is... That upgrade is some serious thing, because Matt's probably looking at taking out that Padawan. Now he might be reconsidering, which means
definitely.
He's looking at... He's done the legwork already. It's got 1 health left. Ray's on 11. Does he try and kill Ray before the Padawan?
Definitely the correct play there. I feel Matt still is going to continue through and kill the Padawan.
I tend to agree. But it means that this turn will be... The turn the Padawan dies will be a lot more powerful for Luke.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the correct play there. He upgraded his lightsaber that was going to disappear.
Some powerful abilities here. We've got Mind Probe and one with the Force in play.
Definitely demonstrating the power of being able to upgrade your upgrades.
Luke's had it. That's it. Take 5.
There's the special. Does Matt have an answer?
So let's look at this from the lens Luke was playing towards. If he had done 2 damage last turn with Ray, maybe Ray's just dead.
Yeah. So Matt does have an unpredictable in hand.
He's got an unpredictable and a scramble. And a DL44.
Look.
He's also got a draw attention, which is really huge here. That could probably end the game on its own. He's also got a heroism. So all this damage that Ray might take...
Chooses the unpredictable, gets a shield.
It gets rid of a card in hand.
The ambush means he just gets an option. So he gets rolls it up again, but now he's still got options.
Unpredictable. Turn a die to a die. To a side showing the same ambush.
Maybe for you.
It's always that. I love the card, but it's always that.
So still in the same position he was in previously.
Does he scramble with ambush now?
Gains a shield.
He also gets rid of a card in his hand, so it actually gained him 2.
It's not nothing.
1 on Han, 1 on Ray.
It's not nothing. Chooses to give, looks like a scramble, yeah.
He's just going to do it. It's the big unpredictable. Big papa
Here we go. Is he going to roll and do it again?
It's not unlikely.
It's definitely not as powerful as it was.
Very basic statistics-wise. He's rolled it 3 times now. It's got a 2 in 3.
Hits the discard.
1 in 3 chance.
Hits the discard too. Interesting.
Not what Luke wants to see here. Luke really wanted to see the the special come back.
Maybe. I mean, like the discard here isn't terrible. Matt's now down to 3 cards. The discard 2 could just turn off Matt's turn. No rerolls.
You are right. But it turns off Matt's turn at what cost? Luke's left with 2 raid dice and the Padawan, which, like, it could do maybe 4 or 5 damage reasonably. He really wanted to just kill Ray this time.
Oh, definitely. Killing Ray was the ideal. There's the draw attention.
Pulling Ray completely out of reach now.
Finds the time to move it across there. Again, the power of this deck, just being able to transfer the damage from your characters to your opponent's characters.
Screw it. I'm sick of rolling this dice. Just get it out of the pool. Let's get rid of your cards. Let's just play with what we have.
Yep.
Except I have 5 cards.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, Matt's rolling in Ray here, activating his blue character. Not a great roll. Not a great roll by anyone's
Not great.
standards.
And with no cards in hand, that is going to stick. Has the Awakening to gain a resource should he want it. There's the 3 focus.
Here comes some focuses. So this is, with Matt having no cards left, Luke just pretty much gets free reign to turn his dice to anything he likes.
Still not a huge amount of damage here. He can do
it's 5 damage.
5 damage?
Yeah, as I said before, it's looking at about 5 damage
Not amazing.
turn, which is not nothing, but that draw attention pulled Ray completely out of reach.
Could he potentially get more damage if he was to gain a resource?
So the Padawans have a 2, a 1, and a 1.
Yeah.
So the 3, you can focus the Padawan to a 2, Ray to a +2, Ray to a 1. No, you could do 6 damage.
6, I apologize, of course. Yeah, sorry, the Padawan has a base 2.
Putting Ray to 7 damage, only 3 health left, which...
Han rolls in, looks like a 3 damage for 1.
It looks like a crush as well.
And a disrupt 2. Look, the Padawan's going to die here. I feel right now the correct play probably...
Luke has to spend
the focus.
Padawan die?
Because
the one with the force stays. When the
Padawan it does.
Yeah.
Of course it does. So yes, spend the Padawan die.
Or he wants to spend both because then he'll get to reroll it straight away. Yeah,
maybe.
But it means he needs to focus Ray to the base as well. So you're looking at 3 damage, not 6. Definitely a different number. He's just spend the focus to turn it back to a melee side. Or is it a... Did you draw a resource? I wonder why he did that.
Turns Ray's die to a resource here. What does he have in hand?
I guess he can Awakenings to deal the 2 anyway, so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, obviously feels the card that he has in hand is much stronger than...
We're looking at a Willpower, Force Training. Yeah, Willpower makes sense.
Yeah, wants to get the Willpower
Maybe
play.
he's hoping Matt wouldn't kill the guy and he can sneak a damage on him.
Yeah, potentially.
But I think he wants the resource. Resource is probably more valuable than 1
Rewarded,
damage, as we've said before.
Hits the guns.
3 mind bullets from old dead Ben.
Hits the guns.
Getting a resource with...
Gains a resource. Once again, Matt very much looking like he's in control of this matchup here. Not particularly under pressure. Han sitting on 3 shields.
Look at that Maz Kanata Ray mirror match here.
Yes. Deals the 3 damage to Ray. Puts Ray to 6. Needs to deal 4. Showing the power of that draw attention.
It was huge. This is definitely a pivotal moment in the game.
Yep.
So Luke's looking at some pretty spicy upgrade cards with no real way to pay for them. If he takes 1 resource here, he can claim the battlefield and play a Force Training.
Claim simply wants to take the ability to claim away from Matt.
First. I think he's slowed down significantly by having the one with the Force not attached to a character anymore.
Yes.
And he's much more liable to just die.
Yes.
So
well, I mean, apparently you can just die turn 1.
Faster than we could even see it.
Yeah, that definitely threw me.
It was top of the screen. He rolled the dice up there. We were focused on what was happening with the resources. We're like, oh, he hasn't played anything. And then suddenly a character's dead. We're like, what?
Yeah, resolved 1 damage and suddenly his character died.
Matt's hand is very good for this situation. If Luke presents any damage, he'll just heroism onto Han. He's got 1 with the Force to really make Ray a dangerous target.
Matt, again, demonstrating the power of this deck.
We got a Falcon as well. I love how he just has the Falcon. He might come out.
It's a one-off, and sometimes you got some spare resources.
Well, he definitely prioritizes resources more than most players. So
yeah, definitely.
There's some symbols. We got the 3 discard. Is it 3 discard on?
2 discard, I believe, on 1 trope.
Yeah, 2 discard, 2 specials, and 3 for resources,
and a blank,
and then a +1 something.
Play over to Matt.
I think it's stick.
Deciding what he wants to do here, deciding whether or not he wants to play out the Obi-Wan.
I think he should just roll Han and deal 6 again. That was good.
It seems to work for him so far.
And then he'll roll the deal 44 and deal another 3.
Look, we know Matt's a very safe player. I feel like he's probably going to play the one with the Force.
He's got a scavenge here, so he can get the deal 44 back.
could. I feel like he might just play the one with the Force. I don't think he's worried about too much just yet.
So my thinking with Scavenge is he can use Scavenge to get deal 44 back. He can give it ambush.
Oh, heroism straight up.
Yeah, that makes sense. But he can give Scavenge ambush and then play deal 44 on Han before he rolls it in.
Yeah, and
getting the shields back.
Gets all the shields back. Yeah, definitely.
Like it's a pretty terrifying thought. The fact you can just get 2 shields out of nowhere,
There's the
remove one of Luke's dice, and make Han a terrifying monster.
Shows the special. Currently, that is a dead. Looking at a dead Ray. Does he have any options now? Can play out a card. Playing a card would allow Ray to live. Potentially plays. There's some tension here. I mean, playing an upgrade onto Grey obviously gives the extra action, but potentially she's going to die this turn.
I think he just does what I said. I think he scavenges the... If that is scavenge, I think it's scavenge. If he scavenges the DL44, gives scavenge ambush, gives Han a shield, and then plays the DL44, it removes the blank, and then he rolls in Han. Like, it's crazy. Like, it gets rid of cards in his hand. I don't know. I'm not at the table, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it should be interesting here. Matt definitely has some options. The use of the Force there was obviously quite well timed by Luke. Definitely not... probably not accounted for by Matt there. Matt seems to have been a bit thrown by this.
He's got all the time.
He's got time. He's got options. Fires off the
scavenge here, getting a shield on Han. What will he bring back? So he's got to discard the top 3 cards first.
Yeah. Looks like he hits a heroism and hits the second chance.
He can get that back.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can with scavenge.
Oh, does he play 2 scavengers?
No, like with this scavenge.
He could get it back. I feel he chooses not to.
No, I think. What did he pick up there? Was it DL44?
It was DL44.
Replacing it on Ray here. Deciding not to play it on Han is interesting here. I would have thought he wanted to make Han scarier, but it removes 1 die, ambush, still with Matt's action.
Well, currently...
He could play another card here.
Well, exactly. Matt obviously going down the line of, fine, deal your damage to me, but I'm only going to be taking 2.
It's interesting he put it on Ray. That's my contention. So here's a
true.
jetpack. Putting it down to 2 cards, that Mind Probe is looking a lot less scary.
Valuing the extra action there that he gains by playing it on Ray.
Did he... Jetpack doesn't have ambush.
No, it does not. No, he had the extra action by playing it on Ray.
Oh, Ray. That's exactly right. This is why he did it. Yes. That makes perfect sense.
Yes. Nets an extra action. Again, back to the raw power of the deck. Ambush cards on a character that gives extra actions. Very powerful. Plays back on Luke.
Finally.
Yeah.
After what seems like an eternity of math terms.
Looking at a deflect here, which is quite a strong card to have when you're facing down a...
the Jetpack Awakenings combo is absurd as well. Like, it just turns the Jetpack die to something really terrifying.
Yeah.
Because Jetpack is generally pretty manageable if you remove the bases, but now it's a 2 or a 3.
Every face is just a large amount of your health. Hard to deal with. So Luke considering his options here.
Taking a breather here. He's in a pretty rough spot.
Oh, he's been in a rough spot all game.
And there goes the DL44. Replace it with a 1 with a Force. Making Ray a really unappealing target now.
Oh.
Mind Bullets and 4 sticks. But they're mod sticks.
No ability to resolve them. I mean, he could resolve 1 with the Awakenings.
It's true. And Luke's got to consider all this. The Awakenings really gums up the lines, doesn't it? It makes things a lot less transparent.
Fires off
Finally getting
there.
value off the Deflect. He wants to really punish this. Deflect is rounded up, so he deals 2 here.
Yeah.
Killing Ray.
Definitely. It seems fine. Still a bit of an uphill battle here.
He would have liked to have removed one of Han's dice, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Still an uphill battle here.
we got dueling Bens, we got dueling Mazes, we got dueling Rays. What is going on?
When it's all said and done, I mean, Luke isn't in that terrible of a position here.
It's Ray versus Han.
It's Ray versus Han. Han has a jetpack, but Ray has a Mind Probe.
He's definitely done his best to pull it out, and if he wins this game, it's going to be an amazing turn of events.
Oh, definitely. Very strong. Obviously made some very correct plays. Han shows... Whoa, there's some damage.
Han shows a little damage. It's 6, actually.
That is 6 damage.
Plus the resource
with a focus.
And the 2 focus in case Luke makes... So the focus protects him from things like User Force?
Yeah, gains the shields.
Hunker down.
Yep. That is as close to saying
I think Luke's just going to claim here.
I'm in trouble.
And just try and weather the storm.
Yeah, feels he has no... Does he have an upgrade to be able to play off the claim?
He's got a Jedi Robes.
He has Jedi Robes, can't
which
play
doesn't
it.
have a resource.
Shorter resource.
Yeah, he's just claiming to go first. next
Unfortunately, he's taking more damage than he even wanted. That was a massive reroll by Matt.
We've spoken a lot about these awakenings. I haven't seen them actually being used for anything yet.
Not when you roll like Matt.
Nah, but like we've seen many situations where the players could have used them and have just decided to push on through. So maybe that's the power. Maybe awakenings is a last ditch effort for these characters.
Yeah, I think it's more of a fail-safe. And it's also the threat. I mean, you roll up a modifier, it just means it might be damage.
Yeah, it means they have to deal with it more.
Yeah.
It means that you have more dangerous sides. That is true. So Matt's looking at a negotiate. He's looking at it holdout blaster. You got the riposte, and he's got a force throw. We got in Luke's hand, however, we have a lightsaber, we have a dodge, we have a riposte on Luke as well,
Yes.
and we have a force training and another card.
Yes.
So we got the 2 discard from Mind Probe. We got the 1
+1 resource, 2 discard, and I believe that is a +1 melee.
1 melee.
1 melee rather. So Matt plays over to Matt, deciding what his first action is going to be.
Well, he's looking at a dead card in force throw. That can't go unharmed.
Got the force throw. That looks like a reversal in hand.
It's definitely a reversal. Very powerful card if he gets the resources for it.
Very strong late game.
Definitely swings a turn.
Also looking at a negotiate.
So he wants to, like, he wishes Ray was alive here so he could try and generate
fires off
the riposte, doing 3 damage. Putting Ray to 2 damage, which means she's at the complete mercy of his roll here.
Very strong. Again, unaccountable damage.
Yeah, he didn't want the riposte to go to the discard.
Yep.
So it was the 1 discard from Ray.
Okay, yep.
That was her side, yeah.
Oh, hits
Hold
everything
that blaster.
relevant. Hits everything relevant. He's left with a force throw in hand.
The important thing is he didn't hit riposte. That's the importance here. If he rolls any damage here.
Yeah.
So we got 2 shields, a resource, and another resource. So nothing too scary.
Luke's still looking at... Oh, it's got a willpower in hand. Not the worst. Has the willpower. Rolls in Ben.
The 2 shields.
2 shields.
We got dueling Bens. We got a 2 focus from
hits
Ben.
the focus. Has to find a way to deal with that focus immediately, or he is in trouble.
Willpower, riposte. I don't think he's got anything here. He's got a dodge. So after the focus, if he keeps the resources up after the focus happens, he can just dodge his way through this turn.
Yeah.
Maybe fire for willpower here. Try and roll better next turn.
Yeah, definitely need. So Matt's still looking at. Yep, that card's still dead, Matt.
Still says blue character only.
Yeah.
But then by reading it every now and again, he's telling Luke that it is relevant. It's the
still a
best card
relevant
in his deck.
At this point, it's a discard. It's either going to be discarded to re-roll something or discarded end of turn.
But if he discards it, Luke then knows he's free to do whatever he likes.
Of course. So Matt, considering his focus here,
interesting. He didn't. Maybe he wants to keep the card if this goes awry. So yeah, when Luke dodges here, maybe he just...
Or if he's playing around his opponent, having some way to modify his dice but not remove them.
Luke's got to feel pretty happy here. He's just looking at the dodge, going, "Oh yeah."
Oh well, I mean the riposte was big. The 3 damage out of nowhere was massive. But at the same time, it is a swing. I mean, your opponent loses 3 shields.
But Luke's definitely on the back foot here. So he doesn't want damage here. So we got the guns.
All the guns. So Luke looking at the dodge here.
He has to fire off the dodge.
Fires off the dodge. Very greedy by Matt, I feel. I feel he didn't need that much damage.
So Ray's on 4. And maybe he's playing around use the force, maybe he's playing around other sort of single maybe deflect. So I think it's right to just do it all, because if Luke's got the dodge, he's just going to have the dodge.
Yeah, for sure.
So he
turned, I apologise.
That disrupt.
That was a disrupt. That was not.
He was hoping Luke would do something else so he could disrupt him and then fire off the damage.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I misread that as a gun.
It's a pass here from Luke.
Yep. Holding up the single die. No, gains it.
Okay, so maybe not a pass. So looking at willpower, we're looking at riposte. I don't think Luke's in any position to get rid of his shields. He's going to need them to weather the storm.
So Luke asking the question of Matt, do you care about me having 1 resource? Matt deciding whether or not
his dead card again.
Yeah, Matt deciding whether or not he wants to re-roll this die.
If he hits 3 here, Ray goes down to what, 1 health.
Look, I think it's chooses to disrupt instead. Doesn't want his opponent being able to claim with a resource.
That's true, because the resource represents a whole different realm of upgrades.
It is 2 upgrade. It is a 2 cost as opposed to a 1.
Are there any one cross upgrades in the game?
Yes,
there's the guns, but
yeah.
not. I don't think
Some
there's any blue
guns,
ones.
kind of no blue ones. There is some yellows and there is some
Apart from
reds.
Holocron, I guess, but that's a villain card and it doesn't really interact with Imperial Army very well.
Not quite.
Apart from the speed.
It does net you in action. So interesting here. Luke has the deflect in hand here.
He just won't go
very
down.
strong card.
This is what
in
Luke
this
needs to
situation.
do to win this game. He needs
Yep.
to roll well. He needs to roll damage. He needs to roll it quickly. Maybe some shields on the way wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, Matt's deck looking quite thin here.
Mind Probe special would be sweet. We got the flex on both sides, and that Mind Probe could be a liability.
Rolls
for
up
Luke.
rolls up the discard again on the Mind Probe. It's
looking
been consistent.
Matt's looking at negotiate 2 data pads. He didn't discard the Force Throw. I can't imagine why.
Interesting. It definitely is a force throw in his hand, is it not?
Yeah. Maybe he hasn't realized it's blue character only.
Be quite interesting to see if he.
Well, that's 6. I think it's 6 or 5.
Well,
it looks like
deflect coming out of deflect from left field.
If Luke re-rolls that Mind Probe into the range damage side, that could end the game here. Matt could just deflect it back at Ray.
Yes. Fires off the deflect immediately. Ray's still taking damage here.
Damage which he can't really afford to take.
No, definitely in a bit of a tight spot here. Starting to be on the hope my opponent rolls not so great plan.
2 data pads. Not really what he wants to see this late in the game.
Actually, I feel the reason Matt did not discard that card is that he might feel that card decking out might be a threat here. Might be a concern.
Well, Luke has many more cards in his deck. From
Oh
what
yeah,
I can
definitely.
see. Matt's down to his last few after the scavenge.
Maybe a little bit worried that he might not have enough cards left after discarding that.
2 shields.
It's the 2 shields. Not nothing.
It's not exactly what he wants to see here. He's not on the defense. He wants to see the damage.
I do find it interesting he didn't fire off the gun there. Fire off the range damage.
Well, he's got the jetpack showing blank, so maybe he wants to re-roll into that after he sees what Luke discards. Like, he really wants Luke to hit
We got a game of cups and balls going here.
Those 2. randomly selected with this weird mind game.
Yeah.
Data pad.
Oh, the slow roll.
Second data pad.
The slow roll.
Negotiate.
Oh, hits negotiate. Very strong. Very strong card. Maybe that's what he was playing around. Perhaps he was leaving the die out there for the negotiate.
Maybe that's exactly right. I imagine that's exactly why
actually,
he did it.
Yeah, of course, that would be exactly why.
So Luke has a Old Dead Ben to roll in. Ray's showing a plus a modification of some kind. She's also got I think she's showing 3. She's showing 3 damage here.
Yeah, look, this is a tight game right now. The riposte definitely threw it a little bit more towards Matt's favour.
Luke's definitely feeling the squeeze here. The hat comes off.
Glorious shot of the hat there.
Because if he has to win this game and then the next one to win the match, and in such a tight game too,
yes,
like you can't really afford.
Claims
to make
the
any
shields, going a little bit safer here. Chooses not to re-roll.
Well, he's got to play around the random Mind Probe, right? Like his deck's running real low on answers. He's used pretty much all of them.
He can get you.
If his deck's looking at like negotiates, is in terms.
Oh,
of,
hits the focus. That is huge.
It's okay. It's still only 3 damage.
Yes, but it represents a lot to Matt. Matt chooses to re-roll here.
I think Matt would rather it throw up the 3 damage.
Hits the blank. Discards the re-rolls it.
Training. Yeah, because it's like, what are you going to turn Ray to? It's going to be the 1 base and the +2, right? If he wants to do damage, Ray doesn't have shields on her die, so he can't be defensive with it. He could try and discard that.
How many cards did Matt have in hand at the time? It would have been a force Mind Probe for 1, correct?
It would have, Mind Probe for
yeah. So not
but
great.
the Mind Probe die's already spent.
He has a resource. It would have been 3 damage. Would have been 4 damage
from Ray.
No, if he had have used the focus, he could focus.
The Mind Probe die's already spent.
Oh, that's the Mind Probe die. Sorry, I apologise. I thought that was.
He's got 2 Ray die in the pool.
I thought it was a Ray and a Mind Probe.
There's a willpower. Get some slight heal going on.
Fires off the willpower. Transfer some damage.
Replacing Mind Probe with Jedi robes. Maybe he knows that Matt has the deflect somehow.
I would like to know how many cards Matt has left in his deck at this point. It can't be many. I don't imagine there's even 5 cards left.
We're going to find out real soon, I imagine.
Yeah.
So Jedi robes here is a sort of desperation play. He just needs the shields because Ray's on 1 health now.
Definitely feels like he needs to survive.
Of any random damage coming out of nowhere. Like, I assume we've seen both of Matt's riposte. I can't be sure because I can't see the discard piles. But if we haven't seen the both ripostes, Luke's got to be terrified of it.
Yes. Luke, yep.
3 damage.
Yep. Just puts a little bit of damage through.
Putting Han to 4 life left.
Yep.
Matt's going to claim the battlefield here. He just wants to roll in and kill Ray before any of the nonsense happens.
Yep.
Is he going to discard his last card or just disrupt? Interesting. So it was a disrupt and then pass. This is going to be the turn that decides the match.
One health on Ray.
Do we see a third game? Does Matt take it home on a 2-0?
Look, I'd love to see a third game. I feel like we got a little bit robbed turn 1.
If Matt wins this game and says the match was 2-0, it doesn't really do it justice,
No,
does
it
it? This has
doesn't.
been a hell of a back and forth.
Both games have
At
been...
the start of this game, I was happy to give it to Matt, but now we're looking at
Yeah.
like Ray could just throw in 4 damage. Like
Luke demonstrating some very tight play here.
Ray needs to throw in some melee, then Old Dead Ben needs to throw in something else. Matt has his hand's got a scramble for defense. He's still got that damn force throw.
Yeah.
I think it's a new force throw. He's got the holdout blaster. He's only got
He's out of cards.
he's only got jetpack as removal, and he's only got scramble as dice mitigation.
Throws his die,
That
Luke.
is a strategy. If you kill your opponent with the die, he will no longer be able to play and have to concede the match.
This is true.
There's some damage.
Hit some guns.
So there's a jetpack special, and Han showing the
3 damage. Flank is live.
He's gonna have to.
Yeah.
The jetpack special here means that Luke will have to awkwardly get through that before he does anything else.
That is all of Luke's dice control for this hand. Hits the focus.
Okay, so
that might be all she wrote.
The Awakenings lets him spend them sort of separately. So he can turn the jetpack to a mod. Luke has to deal with that, and then he can turn the holdout blast to another source of damage.
Cycles the robes into a force throw. Gets the free action from Ray's ability.
Well, if he rolls the special here, he's actually fine. So we got the disrupt, which is not what Luke wants to
Does
see.
not hit the
Need to
special.
see the special there.
Set himself up there.
Defend from the focus.
Set himself up for what should have been the correct play.
Matt's not wasting time.
Matt's sensing the weakness. No resources.
Like what could he have here?
Yeah, of course. Not a lot.
So we're making some guns.
And that's it.
There's the handshake. Excellent match. Both games were fantastic to watch.
Yeah, very well played by both players. I feel Luke copping the short end of a very blunt stick.
Yeah, they definitely played better than we commentated.
No, the start of that turn was definitely something. The turn one Padawan.
It's just nuts. That's why you do it. Like you play a character with 3 damage on it for that reason, because you can just randomly kill things.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Well, amazing from our perspective, not from theirs.
Matt would have been pretty happy to call it amazing.
Matt would have liked it. I'm sure Luke was a little uncomfortable by the outcome. Anyways, I've been Marcus.
I've been Scott. Deck list in the description. Make sure you like, share, and favorite our videos on all the different social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll be back at you with another video soon. Thanks.
Bye.